On the Facebook page, I often talk about going out to Village Video to do TV interviews. So I thought, say you get a chance to see Village Video. It's a real gritty type studio, but Wolfie, who runs it, does a great job. It's really state of the art, and so I'm heading in there now. Anybody home?
No, I'm not. Hey.
Here you go.
You guys are here early again.
See that? Trying to help you guys out. Anyway. Okay. So anyway, this is the studio. Walked in through the garage in the studio here. You see all the equipment, state of the art. I need to do a Fox today. It's now 10 o'clock. The interview won't start at 10:30, but I try to get here earlier so I can listen to what's said before me on the show in case anyone's taking shots at me or in case there's any brilliant point I have to follow up on or any bad point I have to contradict. But in any event, you can see when people watch it on television, they think I'm in an office or some type of library or great public building, but instead this is it, Industrial Park in West Babylon, and the owner, Wolfie, does a great job. Somehow he's put it all together and it makes it work. So anyway, now I'm getting ready for the show. I got to listen in here. Good though, okay?
It still continues to deteriorate, and the Syrian regime, though, is holding on well. Street battles, street to street.
Here we go.
Got some breaking news now because there are top Republican lawmakers pressing hard on the Obama administration to release intelligence information about the consulate attack in Benghazi that killed 4 Americans, including our ambassador, Chris Stevens. Now, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee accusing the White House of politicizing the intelligence to fit a certain storyline that the violence was sparked by a video. This is Mike Rogers now. Listen.
I argue the administration made some serious mistakes when they highlighted the video, escalated its credibility to the presidential level, and then took it on TV in Pakistan with U.S. taxpayer dollars. That's all. I think those were all serious mistakes that we're paying the price for, and it was because of that view of what they thought their intelligence, at least what they wanted it to be, not what it was.
2 critical things he said in that. I want to talk to New York Congressman Peter King about it, chairman of the Homeland Security Committee. Sir, good morning to you, and welcome back here.
Morning,
the first point, they highlighted the video, he says, escalating the credibility on the presidential level. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I agree fully with Chairman Rogers. I'm on the Intelligence Committee with Mike. He's a great chairman. He's been right on this from the start. The fact is the president took something which really was a petty issue and he elevated it. He gave it a credibility it didn't deserve. Somehow put us on defense as if we had to explain why this video was created here in the United States. It was absolutely wrong. And it somehow, though, I guess it fit into the president's narrative that there's not really a threat from Al-Qaeda. There's just a threat from a few radicals out there who get excited about a video.
Well, he goes on to say it was because of that view of what they thought their intelligence, at least what they wanted it to be, not what it was, suggesting sort of a cherry picking of information. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, I do. And I think I heard Ambassador Bolton in the last hour, I think pretty much saying the same thing. The Obama administration has a view of the world, and whether they do it intentionally or not, they end up selectively putting in facts that fit into that narrative. The president's narrative is that Al-Qaeda has been decimated and the war against terrorism has been won, and now we can turn our attention to the Pacific. So it went against everything that he was saying to admit that this was a terror attack, because 2 things. 1, that would have upset the narrative that Al-Qaeda is pretty much defeated or decimated. And secondly, it would have raised questions about the lack of security at the consulate in Benghazi.
Well, you're looking at least 10 incidents of violence, either in Benghazi or Tripoli. Right. This year alone, that's now been documented. And so part of this letter goes out. This is from Daryl Issa and Jason Chaffetz, reading in part. Right. It says, the attack that claimed the ambassador's life was the latest in a long line of attacks on Western diplomats and officials in Libya in the months leading up to September 11, 2012. It was clearly never, as administration officials once insisted, the result of a popular protest. And now they are demanding more information from Hillary Clinton and others. Where does that go and when?
It has to go soon. I think there should be definitely an investigation, congressional investigation. Also, I think there should be an independent investigation of outside experts to come in and analyze what happened here. Why was this intelligence so misread? Why was it so distorted? Why did the administration ignore these warning signals over the last several months? I mean, we had attacks on the American consulate, we had attacks on the British ambassador, we had attacks on the Red Cross. I mean, Benghazi is known to be a haven for groups like Ansar al-Sharia, for al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, just for jihadist militias generally are in that area. It's such a dangerous area, and yet virtually nothing was done as far as securing the compound there. The ambassador was traveling with minimal security, and then when the event did occur, the administration went on for more than a week, 2 weeks, denying that it was a terrorist attack. So again, General Hayden yesterday on your show was talking about a timeline. I agree with that also. You know, what do they know? When do they know it? And what was someone like Susan Rice saying? Why did she say what she did? Why did Jay Carney continue to say what he did?
Well, what's critical about that timeline, and I'll get to Susan Rice in a moment here, is knowing when the Intelligence Committee thought it was not the video in the end, or some sort of spontaneous protest, but actually was a terrorist hit. And that what you want to do is you want to take that moment and align it with the information that Susan Rice was given. And did that happen before or after the 5 networks news shows on Sunday? That was what General Hayden was suggesting on our program yesterday. Is that to which you're referring now?
Yeah, I'm referring to that. And also, though, even apart from the intelligence community, I mean, Mike Rogers, he was on television Thursday and Friday, 2 and 3 days after the attacks, giving all the reasons why he thought it was a terrorist attack, the direct and indirect fire, the amount of troops, if you will, or forces that were arrayed against our consulate and the annex, the fact that it was September 11th, the fact that there had been prior incidents. I mean, Susan Rice had to be aware of that. Did they just take something that was handed to them by the intelligence community?
You haven't called for her resignation, have you?
Yes, I have. I did call for Susan Rice's resignation because she was the face that was put out by the administration to defend its policies. She's our ambassador to the UN, which many cases makes her, in effect, our ambassador to the world. She was put out there. There has to be accountability when such a grievous error has been made, as was in this case, and whether or not she was just put out there to audition to be Secretary of State, whether or not she believed what she was saying, whether or not she was mistaken. Somebody has to pay the price. There has to be consequences. Wow. She's the one who was out there. I believe it should be her. Very smart, very able person. But again, there's such a serious error. There has to be accountability.
Heavy charges there. We'll see where it goes. Peter King, thank you for your time.
Well, the recent...
Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, we survived it.
Yes. All right.
Okay. Another day of Village Video. Okay, that was a good interview with Fox, Bill Hemmer, talking about Libya, talking about Susan Rice, talking about what the administration knew. But it's amazing to think that in this really out-of-the-way facility, behind a garage, you can communicate with the entire world. I've done shows from Village Video which go to Europe, which go all over the world. We've had 3- and 4-way shows going on at the same time. It's great. It's a great opportunity for me. It makes life easier. It's 15 minutes to my home, 10 minutes to my office. And it certainly beats trudging into Manhattan to do the same 4 or 5 minute interview. So anyway, now it's back to work. You go from the left or the right here?
Left. To the left. All right, guys. See you soon.